What's good, YouTube land? Welcome back to whatever this is that I want to call it. It's time for a video that's not a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Even though I know you guys love those so much. But I am more than just a gameplay channel. It's time for a goddamn toy review. And not just that, it's time for a Transformers toy review. But first, let's talk Titan's Return. The current main line of Transformers that's not based off a TV show. It's kind of meh to me, honestly. Like, there aren't very many characters that I know of, and they're panning way too hard to a G1 purist, which I am not a G1 purist. I did not grow up with G1, and I have not watched G1. But there are a few toys in the line that I want. There's a proper Voyager-sized Astro Train. I just love G1 Astro Train over there. All three of the Decepticon Headmasters, even though they're not called Headmasters anymore, they're called Titan Masters. I mean the three most popular Decepticon Headmasters, and a bunch of random characters that got the Titan Master treatment. Like, every single toy right now in the Generations line is a Headmaster, including goddamn Scourge! Scourge! So this is your 2016 Generation Scourge. Which, okay, we had a Scourge about a couple years ago who was almost perfect. Why do we need another one? Move him back. I don't know. Yeah, if I did not have a transition ready for that. Something, Generation Scourge from a couple years ago. But this guy is a lot more G1 faithful than that Scourge. That Scourge was more of an update to Scourge. His old, I believe it's loosely referred to as a soap dish mode. Let's take a look at the packaging. You got Titan's Return in big, bold, white letters there. Deluxe Class, Class Deluxe, Class de Lujo, Class Deluxo, Fracas and Scourge. There's a picture of the alt mode. Obviously, the toy right here. An awesomely morbid picture of Scourge. It could be either he's getting his head removed or his head's reattaching, depending on your perspective. Transformers. Generations logo. That same picture on the side. Nothing on the other side. Nothing on the bottom besides warnings and stuff. And on the back, I'm just going to move the camera in a bit and see. I'm so used to being like right down there for the Dokkan battle videos, the iPad videos. But, there's actually no bio on here about Scourge. The bio is more about his headmaster partner, Fracas. So The Decepticons unite with Titan Master partners to power up for battle. Fracus can steal the powers of other bots, letting Scourge harness whatever ability suits his sinister plans. And then we've got a blurb about Titan's return. Works with Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader. And then there's Titan Master Crash Bash, because they are selling the little dudes by themselves, with like a little toy thing. I'm not like what's the word? Like a little, basically a playset. Like for about $8 Canadian, you get the little headmaster and a little thing for him to sit in that transforms like a vehicle and a weapon mode that you can stick the headmaster, Titan Master, in, and then you can use as another gun. But we'll talk more about that later. And then there's Deluxe Skull Smasher, Voyager class Galvatron, and Leader class Autobot Blaster. And also, this is very important, it is not for kids 0 to 3. You are not allowed to give this to a 0 to 3-year-old. And some poses may require additional support. Include Scourge figure, Fracus figure, accessory, collector card, and instructions. So, am I going to speed up the opening? Nah. I will do, though, is lower the camera to ground level. And move it a bit back. So, you know, it's been quite a while since I've actually bought a Transformer. I think my last toy review was in May, and it was a goddamn Legends scale accessory con for Leader class Soundwave, who is not out yet in Canada. Yeah, I finally have a Scourge for my table, or my collection, which is really nice, and that's more of the reason why I picked this guy up than, oh, he's a Titan Master, I'll delve into the toy line. Like, I have yet to find the original generation Scar Warp. Wow, did I just... Alright, I am all kinds of all over the place today. I have yet to find the generation Scourge, the previous one, for a decent price that I wanted to pay on eBay. Here is the, collector's card with that same piece of artwork. That is a thick cardstock. I just dropped the instructions. Let's get him out of his plastic prison. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not speeding this up. You know, I really should be providing commentary during this. There we go. I believe that is everything in the figure. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, man. You know what? I'll be right back. Sorry about that. But here he is, open up and out of his packaging in his vehicle mode, which was supposed to be where the next time I'll learn my lesson. Here are the instructions, which are particularly annoying to fold back into. I haven't figured out how to completely fold them back into themselves yet. They'll just go in my shelf of instructions. Titan Master figures become heads for all Titan to return Deluxe Class, Voyager Class, and Leader Class figures. Collect them all and power up for battle. Blah-de-blah-de. I like how the freaking the lettering is in deep purple. That's delicious. You get transformation steps for the Titan Master. I'll figure these out eventually. And here again is the collector's card with the same piece of artwork from the box. Titan's Return, made by Hasbro. And on the back you get some G1 tech specs for Scourge and for Ekis. Strength, speed, intelligence, firepower. He's pretty low on the list. He's at a 6. He's pretty smart though. He's over a 10. But I do love me some collector's cards. So this is Scourge in his G1 alt mode. The weird ass space plane, affectionately known as a soap something. I forget what people make fun of this thing for, but first off, who is Scourge, I guess, is the question I should be answering first, as I knock his gun out of place. There are a couple faults with this. I can find fairly easily. But Scourge is from the G1 Transformers movie. So he's technically a reborn Thundercracker, I believe. So here's your obligatory Seeker comparison. Before, after. Before Unicron, after Unicron. So he is quite a bit smaller. Here's them all in frame. Well, I guess it's just the nose cone on Thundercracker. Now there's your first comparison. Just for shits and giggles, here is Generations Sky Shadow, because I've been playing with him for a couple days and he just happened to be sitting nearby in alt mode. Yeah. This guy, along with problem. Here's the worst transition ever. Here's his mate and fellow movie transformed Cyclonus. Let's get Thundercracker out of the way. Yep. Here he is next to his bait, Generation Cyclonus. Is that? And Scourge also showed up in the season 3 of the G1 cartoon. He was one of the main Decepticons, along with Galvatron and Cyclonus, and there happened to be like an army of this guy. He's the original army builder, I guess. I have no idea. Yeah, I do like this mode, but it's so obviously flawed. Like, just right away as I transform him, you're supposed to, like, tab these kibble... Wow, they're not kibble. They're shell panels in. But look, that... It does that. That is not good. So what I do is I unpeg the flaps, and like I untab his basically what are his legs, from down in there, and I tab back in the flaps, and it holds together, but this weird ass thing doesn't sit flush anymore. So and there's no landing gear. Like, what? You're a plane. Where's your landing gear? But overall, I gotta say I do like this weird spaceplane mode. Now, the fact that he's I almost said Target Master. I think there was a Target Master of Scourge in the toy line, in the G1 toy line. But since he's a Titan Master, unfortunately he can't do his most famous gimmick, I guess you could say, which would be like the you could take the head and put it up here, and he could be looking out his alt mode. So, in retrospect, they put in this little bridge, I guess, to almost recreate that. There is a giant con badge right there on his legs, and I just did the thing I didn't want to. Dang it! Get off. Yeah. Yep. There are some faults. And there are some faults in robot mode, and there's some stuff for robot mode that we'll get into. We might as well keep looking at the detail. I guess these are some kind of thruster? I don't know, they look cool. It's very panel-y. Like, I'd compare it to the original Generations if I had it, but just to say that the original Generations was very smooth and a lot more white. I don't get where they got this light blue from. I do like the deep blue. It is very nice. I got some random other blue here. You know, I've been trying to watch way too much of a certain British toy reviewer, and he's just so good with descriptive words that I don't know. You got weapon ports here on each side. Somehow, no wings. I don't know how this thing flies. Oh right, now I remember why it's referred to as a soap dish. It's just a soap dish. Obviously, there's visible robot torso and hands underneath, but I'm not going to display him like that, so I don't care what the bottom side looks like. Just have to repeg in some stuff. And we got this thing, which is a double-barrel gun with a chair in it. What it's basically for is you flip open this, which is not completely obvious that it opens, but there is a hinge there. Or you just pop that off. You can flip it around as well. Now I'm remembering why I don't do toy reviews that often. And you can pull out his little headmaster. Sorry. Titan Master. And what you can do is you can plug him into here with these two pegs on his, with these two peg holes on his feet. I think that's how it. No, it doesn't look like how it goes. But oh, you can plug him in, like so. I think. What is going on? Nope. I'll raise his little arms. He doesn't fit. Oh, he doesn't stay solid. Okay, those should go right in there. Like, those two pegs should go in those two ports. I don't know. I don't know! I don't know. Whatever. This is whatever. But now let's talk about his headmaster buddy, his Titan Master. This is Fracas. And he's very tiny. He's a tiny little dude. And he's actually got a small amount of articulation, which is an accomplishment for a headmaster. So he's got a ball-jointed neck. He's got red eyes. He's got a ball-jointed neck. He's got ball-jointed arms or shoulders. So he can go like that far, and he can go that high up, and he can go not back at all. And his legs are on two hinges, one there, one there. And you can do that, you can do that, and you can do the most important thing, which is turn him into a head. So we'll put him off to the side. Try and put him back in here. Yeah, I haven't... Like, I've seen this, and I know this is supposed to work, but the best I can do is that. Put them off to the side. And I guess we have to transform Scourge now. Yeah. So you're going to want to remove this. I'm not going to speed this up because it's pretty simple. You're going to unpeg these flaps. They peg into there and down there. Raise the camera up a little. So unpeg these two flaps. You're going to want to fold them back onto the body, however you like. Let's escape. For that, obviously you're going to unpeg the front of the chip. You're going to want to split it and fold it down into its legs. Turn them around. You're going to rotate right there. You're going to rotate like here, like the thigh swivel here, and flip out the blue foot, like fold this down, fold the foot out, and fold this panel. It wraps all the way around, and it pegs right into there. You can't see. Right into there. See, it's the covering for his shin. If I can get actually pegged in, because otherwise it'll just... Yeah, it's not a solid, it's not a dead solid connection. The shin can just do that. And you're going to do the same on the other side. Rotate. Rotate down. You can flip over. It's dual hinged. Or just, yeah, basically double hinged. Peg it in. Flip up the foot. His little brundle fairy feet. He's got very tiny feet. And you're going to want to shove this right back into his crotch. Because that is the most pleasant thing ever. Sure. And stand him up. Gonna extend out his arms. Fold down the shoulder. And come into his arm and flip out his wrist. Or his hand. Flip out the other hand. And now all we need is a head. So take little Fracas here. Fold him up. And pop him on. And there we have Titan's Return Deluxe Class Scourge in his robot mode. And I do like him. Like, he's very much just an ordinary robot. And I forgot to do some transformations. Excuse me. My apologies for pausing again, but I was talking about the robot, right? Yeah. Yeah, he does look like just a regular robot, in my opinion. Like, besides his comically tiny feeties and the variable kibble cape, he feels like just an average robot. Like, there's nothing special about Scourge other than the fact that he is Scourge. But yeah, there's one glaring issue that every single person who's reviewed this toy has talked about. It's the head. It's not just the head, it's more the connection for the Titan Master to the body. It's way too loose. So he's got a bit of that wobbly bobblehead syndrome going. I do like all his parts, though. His parts are nice and chunky and meaty. Let's take a good look at said head. It can do that, but I don't know why you want to. It's a very nice Scourge head. I could use a bit of paint on the beard, but that's probably asking for a bit too much because of Hasbro's budget costs and all that. His very tiny Decepticon badge on his left boob. A paint app here that I don't understand what it's supposed to represent. He's got nice 5-pack abs and a green spot on his crotch. His legs are nice and thick with the kibble-ridden thighs, just obviously made out of a chunk of the alt mode, but still trying to hide random silver details on his lower shins, and obviously I don't need to keep talking about the feet. They are way too tiny. Yet he still stands up because of his massive heel spurs. So he will not be falling down anytime soon. And I guess we can talk about the kibble cape. It is nicely variable. You can do things like that, keep it all tidy. You can use it as a display, as a place to hold him if you're displaying him to a camera that's pointed at you, which I am not, so I will stop. Oh my god, my battery's running low. Damn it! But let's get in all the necessary size comparisons before the articulation. Here he is with Thundercracker. What is going on? Thundercracker? Is his legs not extended? There we go. There he is with Thundercracker. And here he is with Sky Shadow. Just for the range of transformations for jets, you can have fun and innovative transformations all the way up to lazy shrink the robot and fold out the backpack transformations, and I'd say Scourge is somewhere in the middle. Like, he folds away, but he also just wraps around with his backpack. There are those two guys. Here he is with his mate Cyclonus, and obviously Cyclonus is quite a bit taller. Well, he's a little bit taller. And I don't know where I was going with that. But enough transition. Now, I don't have a G1 style Galvatron, unfortunately, or fortunately, if you've seen the Voyager toy. But so instead, here he is with Movie 4 Voyager Galvatron. But yeah, there's that. Yay, Galvatron. But now we must talk posability before my camera dies. So his head's on a ball joint and just comes off like nothing. Like, I can hold him up, but if I jostle him, he's just gonna... There he goes. Shoulders are a big gobby ball socket joint with this inward and outward hinge, or whatever you want to call it, for more shoulder movement. You can go down low, up high, in and out, go 360. Weird elbow with like almost a floating elbow, but it does go 90 degrees. He can actually put his face up to his head. Hand up to his head, damn it. He's got a wrist hinge which isn't good for anything other than transformation, and unfortunately does not lock into place, which is a shame. He's got no waist swivel, but he still has this, if you want to use this for anything. Which, yeah, that's a shame that he doesn't have a waist joint, because it looks like you could put a waist joint in there. Hips can go forwards, like he's a ballet dancer. Go back. Yeah, the full, all the way. Outward is ratcheted slightly. I don't know if you can hear that. Very nice thigh swivel. 90 degrees knee bend, or just under 90 degrees, which is pretty good for that much shell on the back, and you can move it forwards completely if you get this panel out of the way. That looks painful. And he got movable feeties, which don't really help in pose. Well, okay, they're angled slightly, so you can, I don't know, put them in a hero stance, an A stance, whatever. But yeah, this is a very nice toy. Nice generic robot fellow who just happens to be an iconic G1 character. But for accessories, he does have his little pistol, which you can stick in his hand. And he still has this double thing, which you can also stick in his hand, which, there we go. And is wobbly, is floppy as all hell. And also, there's a port right here, which you can then put the baby thing, the tiny thing in, and have some kind of triple-barreled rifle. Trifle, anyone? I wouldn't want to trifle with this guy. Puns aside, Scourge is a very nice toy. Definitely like a good way to start off Titan's Return, I guess, if you just want a basic robot whose head can turn into a guy. So that's it for this video. I've been going on for way too long, so I have to wrap it up. And try before my phone goes off again. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. But until then, keep it weird.